Hi everyone! So, I am going to be reading to you an introduction to the text of A Course in Miracles. And what I'll be doing is, after I'm done reading it, I'll go back and kind of give you my interpretation of what it's saying. And this is the page right before we enter into the 50 miracle principles, which I'll also be reading, not all in one day, and giving you my interpretation of those as well. All right, so let's begin. This is A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you take at a given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Absolutely beautiful. And so let's start up at the very beginning. It is a required course. Now, for me, I interpret this as it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go out and buy A Course in Miracles and do the Course in Miracles. If it doesn't speak to you, that's okay. But what I believe it is asking us to do, it's asking us to find a serious spiritual path that can help us to remove the blocks to the presence of love. That's what I think it's really saying this is required. It is required for us to remember fear is not real, but love is. Then it says, only the time you take is voluntary. So I consider this, I was given the vision, it's just like kind of picking your college schedule, where you get to be like, okay, at 9 a.m. I want to take math, 10 a.m. I want to do science, 11 I want a free period, 12, 1, 2. You get to pick what you're going to do. So you can either choose to read the whole entire text, you can decide to read the whole teacher's manual, you can decide to do a combination, you can decide just to do the workbook. It is your choice on what you do and what you elect to take. It says free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. So exactly what I was just saying. You don't get to decide and say, well, I'm going to just learn about this. In the Course in Miracles, it's all laid out for you, the lessons. Now, what you can do is you can say, okay, I'm going to choose to stay on lesson 36 for 7 days. I just don't feel like I really got it, so I'm going to stay on it for 7 days. And that's totally fine. That's the next part of it. It says it means that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. So like I said, you want to stay on lesson 36, then stay on lesson 36 for 7 days. That's okay. That's the freedom that you have. That's your choice. So actually, you know what? Since I mentioned lesson 36, let's just see what lesson 36 is, just because I think it would be very interesting to see what that is. Why not, right? Let's see, lesson 39. Okay, lesson 36. And lesson 36 is, my holiness envelops everything I see. How beautiful. So if you want to stay on that for 7 days, then wonderful. You can stay on that for 7 days until you feel comfortable like you've received the concept. Okay, next it says, the course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. We really can't be taught what love is. There's no book out there, there's no teacher out there can really teach you what love is, because love is the essential essence of what you are. Love is truly, in my opinion, an experience that you have to go through. And that's what the course is here to do. It's here to help you in its next section, like it says. Okay, it does not aim. Okay. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. That's what the 365 days of lessons, that's what the text, that's what the teacher's manual are all for. They are there to help you to see, oh, wow, this is where I'm blocking love from coming into my life. This is where I'm not allowing myself perhaps to see in a loving way. And that's what the Course, and I believe any real spiritual practice, allows you to do. It allows you to see in a loving way. And now, the ego in you may be coming up and being like, well, if I see everything in a loving way, I'm just going to be a doormat. And that's not necessarily true, because sometimes love says no. That's where we have to seek that guidance, that from that inner teacher that we all have. Okay, and then this is, I think, one of my favorite parts. It says, the opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. So it's saying love is everything. Fear, in truth, is when you are thinking lovelessly. It's nothing at all. It is but an illusion. That's all that it is. Now, it's not to say, I'm stupid, or, I don't see things with my eyes. I don't hear things. If there's danger, I'm going to take appropriate action. Yes. If you see things with your physical senses, we are in a physical universe at this point. So if you see something, yes, you need to take appropriate guided action. And you notice I didn't say reaction. I said guided action. So always asking, what would you have me do? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? Where would you have me go? And that's actually one of the lessons in the Course that I took at least a good 3 days on. And I just kept on repeating that. And that's really my mantra as I wake up in the morning. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I just want to take a guided action step in the direction of love's presence. Okay? And then it says, this Course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. And see, all that really means is love is the only thing that's real. That's it. Love is real. Everything else that is not love is not real, is nothing, is no thing at all. It has no real substance. Fear comes from the absence of love, the absence of everything. That's fear. It is the absence of everything, where love is everything. And so that's why it says, herein lies the peace of God. If we can remember that love is truly the only thing that's real, and we can take guided action towards love at all times, we will be at peace. We will be in the flow of miracles, because love, like it says, is our natural inheritance. Because that is what we are. We are the divine children of God. We are whole, pure, perfect, protected, and provided for. We were made in the image and likeness of God, or the Creator, or the divine, whatever you'd like to call it. We were created. So that means that we have the same unique abilities, talents, and powers that God itself has. So God is nothing but unconditional love. That's because so are you. Every unconditional loving thought God has creates an angel. That means you're an angel, because you are a thought in the mind of God of unconditional love. You are real. You're real. But anything that you may see as fearful is not real, because it comes from a lack of love. And love, in truth, is understanding. And that's, for me, what I interpret that first page to be about. So I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are interested in my miracle mindset push-ups that I have, then you can go check out my website. Or if you are interested in a miracle mindset call to kind of help you to understand what's going on in your life, then you can also go check out my website. I send you all my love.